Mary, can you tell us about your path as an artist?
Yes. I have loved art since I was a very small child. Um, did a lot of drawing on my own, no coloring books. In fact, when my children were born, and they became a little bit older where they were using a crayon, um, I did not allow them to have coloring books. But my friends thought the best thing for their birthdays would be coloring books. And my kids loved them. But I started it, I did get a chance to major in painting with a minor in art history in college. And I often think, what were my parents thinking? Because what kind of a job are you going to get when you major in painting? But I do have a degree in that. Watercolor, I had to take oils for 2 semesters. Hated it. For me, it was just too long of a process. And I don't think they had gotten rid of lead white at the time, so headaches were part of it when you were working in the studio. And when I was allowed to take my first watercolor class, it was in the spring, and we painted plein air, and it was like a brand new world to me. We were painting by streams, we were painting in by the woods, by a lake, these beautiful places, feeling the sun, listening to the birds, and painting. And that's where I started over 50 years ago. I never went. I've taken other courses, but it's where I wanted to be. It was watercolor. But about 8 years ago, a lot of us were trying to see what watercolor would be on Yupo. Yupo is a non-porous surface substrate. And so when you put watercolor on it, it doesn't sink into the paper like it does with Arches paper. And so it's a completely different process. It has to dry, evaporate rather than be pulled into the fibers of the paper. So I started going on YouTube, and I wanted to find other artists who were doing this because not many people were. And you'd see these videos, and some were truly watercolor on Yupo, but typical of YouTube, it'll kind of throw some other things in. And I started seeing these vibrant paintings being done. And it just something made me think that it couldn't be watercolor. And the giveaway was the little vessel that these come in. They come in like a half an ounce container. And I said, oh, that's not watercolor. So what is this? And that was the beginning. I found out that they're alcohol inks, and they come in, and I have one right here, a myriad of colors, bright, bright colors. And I was fascinated because of how they intermingled and the vibrancy of the colors. And I was hooked. And I'm actually self-taught. No one was teaching classes about that at the time.